All right, welcome to the Emily crew commentary. I'm Jeff. I'm the director of photography and colorist. I don't know why I had to say the whole thing out, but join with me. This is how it's going to go the whole time, by the way. Join with me at the not round table, Davie.
Hello. I wrote and directed it, kind of. I wrote it for sure. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a director, but I guess that's what I did.
You are credited as the director and the writer.
Yeah. I wrote it.
You did that.
Yeah.
I mean, no one else was the director.
I don't know. You helped.
Jazz.
Hi.
What'd you do?
My name is Jazz, and I am behind the scenes photographer, and I also do the marketing for the Emily Instagram, as well as helped out Davie with random stuff. Yeah.
Ben.
Wow, thank you. Honestly, I forgot my official role.
I think you were technically a gaffer at the beginning of everything.
I think I credited you as audio light.
Audio light.
Yeah. You kind of just turned into gaffer, sound engineer, all around cool guy, PA.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly what they said right now. That's what I did. But yeah.
We're going to just run through Emily and pause it at a few points to just talk about things. For clarification, this is more closure for us just to wrap up this project, kind of give our thoughts. And also for those who know us and have seen Emily and who just kind of like that behind the scenes jabber,
Yeah. So I guess go watch it before you
go watch it. Also, YouTube compression makes me really sad.
Yeah.
But that's just, whatever.
So you can actually change the quality. I had to change it on my TV. I don't know why it defaulted to 360p on my TV.
Yeah, it does that. But even at 1080, it's really disappointing.
I feel like it's not as disappointing as this 360 because I could not for the life of me see through the blurriness.
That's so funny. Okay, so before we get started, Jess told me that they were fucking watching it with their family. You didn't fucking fix it until halfway through the film. They thought it just looked like shit.
No, that's fair, to be honest. Yeah.
Because I didn't know what was wrong. I was so confused.
It's fucking crazy. I was just you texted me, you were like, yeah, I fixed it at the fucking bathroom scene. I was like, Jazz, I can watch it again.
We could have uploaded it in 4K, but we did not.
That was for a specific reason though, because I did a oopsie.
Not really.
I thought it was the screen cap thing that we were just fucking keep it at 1080.
Also, I was why do you need 4K for this? Transferring files between each other, 4K files would have been.
Oh, that would have been fucking awful.
Kind of a nightmare. So, I don't know. There we go. Haven't even started the actual thing. First thing we would have done differently. Exported 4K, but it's out there now. That doesn't matter.
We can do the director's cut, and it's the same film. It's just in 4K.
Right, just in 4K. Perfect. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and roll it.
Okay, pause it.
Yes, the blue. The very blue. Yeah, yup.
So I think the first thing I change is that fucking melatonin bottle.
Why? What about it? Just
because at the end we saw just not a lot of melatonin.
It was a reveal.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a callback, right? The connecting lines between the beginning and the end and her.
I think if we just didn't show the amount of milligrams of melatonin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a baby bitch amount.
See, I did not pay that much attention to that at all.
Same.
Everybody who's talked to me about it is that's not a lot of melatonin. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was your friend, right?
Ben? Yeah, this is Noah. Last minute switching, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I felt bad because he kept wanting to blink, and I don't blame him. We had very bright lights shining in his face.
The funny thing I remember about the in-between takes was always having to, I think it was you, Jazz, you were always having to spray Melanie, who plays Emily, just with water constantly in between takes. It's like a cat, just pss, pss, pss.
I think I did it from the bowl though. Like I was just like sprinkling it.
Oh no, you dipped your hand in a bowl and you just started shaking your hands right in water.
Yeah, it was a
Title
blessing.
center, it's not.
Yeah, like a
I wonder if that,
So I went over to his house.
It's the projection to the screen.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool.
From our perspective, the way we're watching it, the logo looked like very on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's very goofy right now.
And I see 2 hair ties. One.
I didn't notice this before, but I hear like echoes of like students in the background.
Yeah.
That's artificial. It's not real.
Stupid.
Oh, hey, and there's two
cameos.
extras that were not credited in the credits.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Fake.
meeting
I
you.
didn't credit myself either.
No?
No. I only credited everyone who had a line and was dead.
Interesting. Yeah. So in the beginning we were in anamorphic. We were filming with anamorphic lenses, and then for these like more real life ones, we were in spherical lenses, and that transition
Go ahead.
is a pain in the butt because the two lenses do not look the same at all.
No. We should have just done it like.
We should have done it all spherical and then just
Yeah,
cropped in to mimic
Monday
the anamorphic crop, and then we could have added some like barrel distortion or whatever. Because those anamorphic lenses are really soft, and the spherical lenses are not that soft. So matching those was.
Goes on one of his rants.
I got to a point that I was like, it's close enough. It's fine.
Last week he spent 15 minutes talking about the jam his wife makes.
Peach or strawberry?
This doesn't sound as bad as I remembered it
Make
sounding.
peach
I
jam.
think I was being a little hard on myself. I still don't love it, but
Have you started the
me,
midterm paper yet?
me and Ben were talking about this. I don't particularly
about
like the
halfway
lighting in this
through.
room.
I'm kind of clueless what
Yeah.
my paper about.
No?
I'm right
No,
on mine
I don't know what it is exactly about it, but
you known for?
something just feels like off to me.
Do you think it's because we know what the space looks like actually?
Maybe.
So, like for reference, when we were lighting this, I was
at one time
very stubborn and wanted to make it seem like there was sunlight coming through, like it was a more naturally lit room, because this room in actuality gets like no natural light. It's quite ugly.
Yeah, there's no windows
Right.
fucking in this room at all.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit like overexposed in the back versus like the other scenes. Like I feel like this is the brightest like scene of it all.
Which was kind of the point, because we don't really get a lot of other like window lit, sunlit areas. So it was meant to give that like contrast, right?
I think the other issue too is that there is no motivation.
But that's just-
We understand the motivation, but there's nothing.
There, you don't see
direct.
like a window or anything.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, even comparing both sides,
What if there was some truth to it?
so between Emily and
Like for love.
Anthony,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
God someday.
her lighting is way brighter, and if we cut back to him, he's like darker.
Right?
Yeah, her skin looks really like she looks very bright.
Like yeah, she's super flat, like lit really well. But there, like there was a shadow on his face.
Yeah. He has a more pronounced shadow.
Also, I want to say like watching on the TV, I wasn't able to hear like that eerie music.
See you around?
Yeah, it was not mixed for TV, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, everybody I knew listened to it on a phone and headphones. But yeah, the TV mix is not great.
I'll also say we did not. None of us. We can pause it, by the way. I kind of forgot that. That was kind of the whole point. We can pause to talk about it. For that scene, I feel like none of us were really wanting to film that day. It was like
No, it was like we
Sunday.
have to do it today.
Yeah, it was like we this is the only time that we have both of our actors, and we need to do it.
So for context, sorry, I'll go real quick. Anthony, we haven't talked about our actors at all, but Anthony comes from LA. We're from like the Central Valley in California. It's a drive. He was very nice to come down and help us. And so like I didn't want to waste his time. I was like, we have to do it today because he's free today. We have to do it. Whatever you're gonna say.
We were promised pizza, and we never received said pizza.
I remember promising pizza that day.
Was it not that day?
We did talk about it.
I'm pretty
We
sure
talked about getting Dougie fresh, and then I think we were just too focused on trying to get it done, and it didn't really matter.
If I remember correctly, yeah, that actors left before we can even do anything.
Yeah, and Melanie was kind of on a time crunch that day too.
Yeah.
and it had to get
Yeah.
picked up to go do something else. So
That shoot day was also forever. Like
Yeah.
that just one scene took so fucking long. And by the end of it, you could tell she's just fucking tired.
yeah,
Because that's a long monologue for her to do. and we didn't give her. She was shooting every angle. She was shooting basically the whole monologue, except for like maybe like 1 or 2 shots we got where she was just doing half of it. But even half of it was still like a lot for her to like remember. And she was by the end of it like messing up lines and having to restart. And I don't blame her. It was a lot, and she bodied it for. I think that's as far as acting goes, I think that's my favorite scene. Because I think her speaking and being fucking creepy is really entertaining. I like the other stuff she does as far as like her talking to herself or like her going around the room or his house. But as far as her lines, I think that's like my favorite scene because she's fucking creepy in that shot or that scene.
Yeah, and it's really one of the like main dialogue heavy scenes that we have. I think we really only have like 3 scenes in this that have dialogue.
Yeah, and only one of them is her.
Right. Yeah.
I think if she was not good at that scene, this film sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that's the case. I think she carried my script.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
I feel like all of them were really.
Oh no, they're all great.
Really great.
Great. But like, I think, sorry, to tell this story, Andrea is not here, but me and Andrea auditioned people along with some others. And when we were auditioning them, it was Melanie was Emily, like pretty clear cut. Like we had so many submissions, so we were looking through them all, just to like, give the courtesy of like they auditioned. We're gonna make sure we see everybody's. Melanie was one of the first ones, and we were like, no, this is her, unfortunately. Like, not unfortunately because we liked her, but it's like we have so many other fucking auditions to go through, and the whole time I'm like, these are really good, but like Melanie is it. Like we knew from the jump, and I think that was a good choice.
Yeah, I think it worked out.
Mm.
I just barely noticed that dinosaur in the corner.
Yeah, so that's a real notebook. That's my notebook.
Oh, okay.
I was given that as a gift, and the person who gave it to me wrote that. And you can't see it in the shot, but I wrote all of her names in like a hit list. So.
Yeah, if you pause it to.
There you
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit blurry though.
Yeah.
It usually takes longer than that.
So what I like about this scene is like most of her lines are not the actual take that she did. They were all from different takes.
Smart.
Yeah.
She's like really consistent.
And did you notice the light go off in the background?
It was such a coincidental like.
So, and I think that exemplifies a huge thing between this scene and the last scene was we were using the aperture tube lights. I forget
I like that shot a lot.
the full. Yeah. That jump's really good.
He's perfect.
I feel like throughout this whole thing, when we get to like the fun artistic lighting, you can pause it by the way.
I hate the scene going.
Well, yeah, we'll talk as long as we can. The like fun artistic lighting is generally the better looking stuff, probably because it's artistic, and so it's just like whatever,
Yeah.
magenta, throw it everywhere.
Throw a
it's
fucking
fine.
purple light. I don't care.
Yeah. But we were using the aperture tube lights, and there's a lot of inconsistencies between the lights that are on and the lights that are off because the batteries kept dying.
Yeah.
And again, it was one of those like, we need to just get through this. And so, you know what? The light dies. We don't have another battery for it. Not a good way to plug it in. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, hope you don't notice until you listen to this and then you do, and that's fine. But yeah.
I think it worked because it kind of like went off at a point where like her like mood changed. And so it was just like coincidental that like it changed. It stopped at that moment.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna keep it.
I remember it happening, or I remember when it happened when we were filming, and I was like, well, that take's gone, but whatever. And so I think it's funny that was the one that you chose.
That was the take, yeah. Because I was looking through it and I was like, that's funny. I like it.
For context, also, Davie was not only the writer and director, but also the editor.
I did do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, I think I might just hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. So your favorite scene.
And I'm literally going through the door.
So what don't you like about this scene?
It shouldn't be in the movie.
She looks me dead in the
It's a
eye.
pace killer.
She's like, actually, you don't need
It adds like a context for something that we don't really need.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to know that he has a
If the movie was longer, yeah, keep it.
right.
Pissed.
I feel like I also don't like the audio because I know you not like bad, but like the words don't match up in a specific manner, but it does for like everything else.
Yeah. So this is the one time where like, and I'm glad this is the only time it happens, but the other takes, for some reason, there's just this like fucking
Wrong?
hum in like the audio tracks that I could not get rid of.
Yeah.
And this had a clean track where that doesn't happen, but the take, we were already picture locked. So I just fucking was like, it's not syncing with her lips, but fuck it. No one's called me out on that except for Jazz.
So listen to that. I think, so in this specific scene, if you guys hear it, there is kind of a sync issue. Watch, let's go back.
It's gone up and I don't know what to do.
It sounds like it's bouncing left and right in the headphones. So Kyle, manager of the production team, operations manager at CMAC.
At the place that we work,
we're
which is,
coworkers.
which is
We're
unrelated. Yeah, a lot of context missing for that
Oh,
statement.
yes.
We all
Okay.
work at the same place. This is not at all related to that work. So yes, but our manager, who we interact with on a daily basis, cool guy. Also, shout out, special thanks to the one who lent us the anamorphic lenses, which were SLR Magic. Their PL mount, but then they have their own PL to EF mount adapter. He lent us those lenses, and maybe we'll touch on this later. This whole thing took like 9-ish months to film, so I just straight up had these lenses at no charge the whole time, and he's super chill about it. And
Wonderful man.
wonderful person.
Wonderful.
Anyways, Kyle,
yeah. So the specific scene, Kyle kind of broke it down of like why it sounds like that. It's might be a minor audio issue. Like it's probably a mono channel on set to stereo, and then those two left and right channels are just slightly off by like a frame or two.
this was also the first scene that we recorded audio in, and it was just constantly like, wait, did we get that right? Do we have our things right? Like this whole production was very unplanned. It was very not planned at all. It was very like, all right, well, we know what we're shooting. We have the script. We have our actors. We have a camera and we have lights. Cool. Let's go. And that probably contributes to a lot of the the stuff in here that's like not the best or the most coordinated.
This is also the first. So this is the first time we did audio. That day was a clusterfuck. This is the hardest scene I had to edit because there were so many takes that we did. Because it wasn't even like actors' fault at all. Like obviously, because they were doing a really good job. But it was like, we accidentally made a noise here. Oh, someone's in frame here, or something's in frame. Andrea coughed during one of them. Andrea coughed during my favorite take. So I just thought about that right now, and she's not here, but she coughed during my favorite take. And I was like, oh my God, this is a really good take. And I heard her cough. We stopped and I went, oh my fucking God. I was in my room fucking pissed.
She looks me dead in the eyes and says, actually, you're not needed today. You can go home. Yeah, I heard the cough. What the hell, guys?
Andrea, you fuck. One time she does sounds.
Oh, what kind of thing are we running here?
No, now it's recorded. Shame. Shame.
So yeah, this scene and all of the house stuff is just at my house, and so it's literally the dining room.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, that's fine. And then the next room over is the living room, which was where basically everybody was hanging out during filming, except for Ben and I, who were like crouched behind the kitchen counter, like with audio and camera stuff. So,
And our stomachs kept growling too.
that
was a long night.
That was so funny.
Yeah. That
I think also an issue that I didn't think we would have is that like when we were planning things, and I've never worked on a film with the crew like that big. So I was like, what the fuck does everybody do? You know?
which should be
Type joint. And I was like, okay, some people are just like sitting around and like I feel bad because like they're helping us. I had no idea what the fuck they were supposed to do.
we had like rough ideas for what the roles of individuals would be. But again, this was like nobody got paid for this. This wasn't a whole thing where, you got to show up for a certain amount of hours, get your money, whatever. It was just like, people that we know show up and let's just kind of have fun.
Yeah.
So not only did we have an inconsistent crew, I think there was literally one of these scenes we had like 3 of us max filming.
Yeah, I think the only crew that were there for everything were me and you. Obviously, your camera, my script.
You were directing, yes. But like this was one of those days that we had most everybody who was involved in the project was there, and so there were a lot of those issues of people talking or coughing.
Well, thankfully, everyone was quiet. Everyone shut the fuck up. They were quiet.
Right,
but
right.
like things you can't help, like coughing,
Yeah,
stomach
yeah.
growling, like
Yeah. I was trying really hard to hold my breath.
You didn't have to do that.
Will you just hold your breath the whole time?
No.
This 5-minute sequence, you're just holding your breath.
No, like,
totally
I was
Jazz
like,
passes out, falls to the ground.
no, I meant like, I was trying to control my breathing. Like, yeah, at some point I was just like, am I like breathing too loud for this?
Where were you?
You were not anywhere near those fucking
I
microphones.
If I remember correctly, Jazz, you were on the couch with everyone else
Yeah.
watching on the bigger TV in the living room.
That's amazing.
So yeah, speaking of microphones,
I was
we
snacking
shot.
on some Rice Krispies.
Okay, so if you were eating, then yeah, I'm gonna be a little more pissed. But we didn't hear you. So we shot. I bought a Zoom F3 for like personal use, and we shot most of the audio on that. So we did 2 lavs and a shotgun for like every scene that we did that had audio, that had dialogue, except for one. It was the outdoor scene. We actually didn't lav them up, and it sounds fine.
Yeah, we didn't love them. And I was talking to you about this, how I feel like because of all the nat sound that's just with the shotgun mic anyways, it's kind of actually one of the better sounding scenes because everything sort of fills in. Not everything, it's not just like Foley and added after the fact. Because the lavs can be very sterile, right? And also just a little meh.
Yeah, I think it sounds really good outside. The shotgun audio for this scene and the classroom scene, it's just picking up way too much of the reverb. So like outside, it sounds so nice because it's not bouncing off any fucking walls.
Yep.
So yeah, I just used the shot. Obviously, but
And also, it was getting really warm in the house, and I did not want to turn off the AC because I did not want people to pass out and die.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, if we get some of that background noise, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
I went and added like room tone anyway.
Yeah. I will say the thing that I don't like about this scene, from a visual perspective, is the fact that
We've been holding an unflattering
there
still image.
Oh, yeah, we can go forward a little bit.
Stephanie.
It's just like there's a lot of brown in the
What
scene.
do you mean by that, Jeff?
I was actually gonna agree with you because I can see like how it changed from like these like bright, bold neutral color, like bright bold colors to like this neutral tone.
There's not a lot of contrast between. In fact, the blue is the most contrast in terms of colors in this scene because my walls are brown. The bottom part of the wall, the wood is brown. The hutch is brown. The light is warm. And of course, skin tones, right? It's all very of the skin tone spectrum. And so it was really just not visually interesting or good, fun to look at, or fun to color because it can't really extract colors that weren't there.
I feel like if we would have done this scene last, it would have gone a lot better.
Yeah, probably would have chosen a different place to film it instead of my place, but we just didn't really think.
If we had waited a little more, Andrea would have had her house. We could have filmed it at Andrea's house.
Well, it was supposed to be at her apartment, right? This was supposed to all take place at her apartment, and then
I don't know about this scene. I know
the first scene was supposed to take place at
the
her
beginning
apartment.
scene. Was,
the first scene only. I thought it was the whole thing.
No, the first place was supposed to take place at her apartment.
Bye, Jazz.
Bye.
Jazz is leaving. Bye, Jazz.
Jazz has other festivities to go to.
This is our chance to spread lies and rumors.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Aw.
Cool.
Bye, Jazz.
Bye.
And now there are 3.
And now there are lies and rumors.
Now it's 3 men with the podcast.
Oh no.
Hell yeah, top of the charts on Spotify.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyways, yeah.
Continue on.
Continue.
I'm never scheduled, and when I try to cover a shift, I get sent home, and my rent's gone up, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I really don't have much else to say about this.
No, I just don't like the scene.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
don't-
not their fault. It's not. It's the script didn't need it.
Also, you brought pasta. Was it?
It's been way too
What'd you bring?
I brought fettuccine.
Fettuccine. Yeah, they're eating fettuccine right now, or fake eating fettuccine.
Yeah, but what's so funny is it's not on screen. We didn't
Yeah,
need
I
to
was
do
gonna
it.
say.
We didn't want there's the wide shot in the beginning.
That's true. I could have just fucking bought some from somewhere.
Well, and then I think they like you warmed it up after we were finished filming because like Stephanie was hungry or someone was hungry.
I did it because we tried it and they were like it was like stiff, so we warmed it up. So
that's right. Okay, that's what I'm remembering. Yeah.
I want to get packed as soon as possible.
I just hate the scene because she just like fucks off and leaves the movie like it's not important.
Yeah, like her character doesn't ever come back or anything.
Yeah. I guess it's just supposed to be like, hey, here's this like really nice life that he's living, and their dynamic looks like it's progressing, and Melanie's gonna come fuck that up.
So far, not to cut you off, but this is my favorite scene. That's what happened right now.
Yeah, no, this fucking rules.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not it.
We had a 300C Amaran 300C over out of frame on the right.
I just love it so much, Matthew.
Just as high as we could put it on a C stand, blasting down, and then I think we had your 200 further in the back. You can actually see the tree in the back is very illuminated, which I hate, but it's whatever.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I did.
Is the warm orange just the house?
That's
your house
just
lights?
from my house light, and I thought it worked fine. Dun, 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 dun.
I went back and forth whether or not I add like a sound cue here.
Yeah,
but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna let it be silent. I think it's better that way.
Dude, we were out in LA when this dropped. So I was watching this in my hotel room and I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh, that's so good. So for context, I wasn't there here for that scene. This was Jeff and Davie day, right?
And
Jazz was there too.
Oh,
yeah.
Jazz
was holding the microphone actually.
Oh,
so that day was funny because that was the for the beginning of the day it was just me and you, and then Emily and Anthony both were running late too. So we were just waiting, and I think I text like Jazz or Ben, and I was like, me and Jeff have never hung out.
It's usually in a group context.
Yeah, and you started playing one of Kyle's videos, and then I was like, oh, that's what we're doing. It was a Logan Paul one.
Oh,
because that had just dropped.
The Tetris World Championship. Yeah.
For added context, our boss Kyle, he does the live streaming for the Tetris tournament. I forgot what it's called.
The Tetris World Championship.
There you go.
Yep.
So he was there during the last one where it was Blue Scooty versus Logan Paul.
Yep, he was directing that. Yeah. Super cool. And then he did the next one, and then the next one.
And the next one.
And the next one.
Speaking of next one, let's watch the next scene.
Yeah. This whole thing really made me realize how I never want to film in my house again because I hate the color of my walls. And I really, we need the paint just in general. But, there's just no separation between people. Anyways.
I like this sequence a lot.
So I thought you were going to edit this differently. So you can pause. Perfect. So that's two separate takes. Like the camera cut in between when he goes in the bathroom and then when he is shirtless. I thought you were going to edit that to where he goes in the bathroom and then Emily unlocks the door and then we cut back to this.
I think that we talked about that.
Yeah.
But in the script, he goes in, hears a crash sound, comes out and looks.
It was more immediate.
Yeah. And so, I had two options to do what we talked about with that, because that's originally what we did talk about.
Yeah.
But it works so well because it flowed so well together and you can't even see the cut.
I just like for me, it's like he just took his shirt off really quick. So I love the idea that he just goes in the bathroom, closes the door, and just Superman rips his shirt off and then huh?
Because he's also wearing a coat.
Yeah.
Is he actually? Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never put his coat up. He just walks. We never thought about that. He just walks into the bathroom full coat, garb and everything.
Technically, you can't see it right there, just for that
but I know.
couple of frames.
I had a crash sound.
1,
and then
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, and he had time to turn on the shower too.
Yeah. Which now that because we do see what the bathroom looks like, that
so
doesn't
we
make
know
any
it's in another part
sense.
of the bathroom.
It makes no fucking sense. But I like it.
Yeah. Also, most of this was shot in reverse order. So the stuff in the beginning of the film was the very last things that we shot.
Yeah.
And then, as we get further on, it's actually closer to the beginning of shooting.
So So you can't hear it very well because I turned it down. The sound of her feet hitting the tile is the sound of somebody's wet feet hitting.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
So I turned it down because it was fucking gross, but it sounded right.
Also, for most of these shots, there's no picture in the picture frame, if you notice, because we didn't have it at the time when we filmed this.
Yeah.
We filmed everything with the picture frame later and everything without it, earlier.
I have a funny story coming up.
I know. I'm ready for it.
I'm gonna wait for it.
Yeah,
to
you know
pause it.
exactly where to go.
I show this
There you go.
scene as
There
an
you go.
example for our lighting workshop because I like
yeah.
it that much.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think you guys really did a good job.
Thanks. All right. So we all know this story right here. Who wants to tell it?
So we almost fucked up like bad. We almost injured Melanie.
Whoever's editing this, I'm going to put it on you to maybe
clip
put that
in?
clip in there.
Oh,
For sure. Yeah. And she's a great sport. Like literally did not care. She was like, "Oh, are we gonna do it again?" Like,
Yeah.
and we were like, "No, we're not."
So what happened was,
Yeah. So this scene here, she's drawing on the picture frame, and my original intention was like, oh, let's get like a shot from behind the glass and have her draw on it, and like that'd be cool, right? So you had a big glass frame from like a picture frame, right? That's
Yeah.
where you got it.
Yeah.
You put it on a fucking C stand.
yeah,
Clamped it there.
this is not my finest moment.
So, for context, because if you've done this professionally, there's a natural clamp you're supposed to use for like glass and stuff.
We don't have it.
No, we were using the knuckle of the C-stand as a clamp with like a towel
Yeah.
to protect the glass.
This was a pane of glass from a Michaels picture frame. That the picture frames, I bought them years ago. I bought 3 of them. They all arrived broken. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just keep the glass and make my own picture frames at some point. Still haven't done it, but I have the glass. Well,
You have some of them.
Yeah.
some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that day because when we were doing it, I remember you guys going back and forth on like I think you were just like anti do it that way. And so I bet you feel very validated.
I mean, yeah.
I was very stubborn as always and was like, no, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so she's drawing on it, applying so much fucking force because she's like aggressive. She's in character. She's fucking like drawing on that shit. It fucking breaks, falls on like she catches the glass. Here's the clip. She catches the fucking glass, which is the sickest fucking thing she could have done in that moment. And then obviously we cut. We were like, "Are you fucking okay? Like, are you good?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, are we gonna do it again?" And I said, "What the fuck are you? No, we're not. We are not doing it again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, it's like I got 2 more panes of glass. We can do it again.
Yeah, but I think it's funny that she was like, "Let's do it." Like, let's
Yeah.
fucking-
No, she was down. And yeah, then I cleaned up the glass. And then we proceeded to not film that scene that day and came back later with some like
Chalk marker.
plexiglass or yeah, I think it's plexiglass from the COVID days when we had the plastic barriers up.
Yeah. Is this the scene with the plexiglass?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Another context too.
We had one
So,
take with the real glass.
the real glass. We were using Sharpie or Expo marker.
Expo
Yeah,
did not look
did not
good.
work. Did not work at all. We saw that it didn't work, but said we can fix it in post, and continued trying after we saw that. Meh.
Because we were doing tests
Yeah.
before and it wasn't breaking. So we're like, all right, I guess it worked. And then it broke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Melanie just went that hard
Yeah.
with the marker.
she was actually mad.
Yeah,
Yeah. And she's fucking, like, she does creepy really fucking well.
yeah.
Yeah. I felt so bad when it fell. Like, I immediately, like, my heart fucking sank.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I take full responsibility for that.
I was
That
like,
not
we
my
are
finest moment.
getting sued.
No, miraculously, no one got hurt. Everyone was cool, good spirits about it. But definitely one of those learning opportunities of like, okay, this is why you don't like take stupid risks like that. 'Cause-
I'm convinced if Andrea and Jazz were there, they would have been like, we're not fucking doing that. What are you talking about?
yeah, that's what we kept joking about. It was the 3 of us, and no one said anything. Well, maybe one comment, and then
No, it was me and you. Ben said something. Ben spoke up.
Yeah.
But I never listened to Ben, so
Yeah. Gaffer didn't listen.
The lighting in the second scene is a lot of evidence for that. Because for that scene, going back to that real quick, Ben was like, let's just like do it, not natural lighting. Let's just do it like a more elevated version of what it already is in the space. And I was like, no, I want it to look like it's natural light. And then proceeded to spend an hour trying to just get that look, and that's what we got.
I would have made it, going back, I think I would have made it warmer. I just feel like.
But the problem is daylight is very blue.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I would not have made it daylight.
I see what you mean. I would have made the scene warmer.
Like actual tungsten, kind of warm. Classroom lights. Yeah.
Anyways, but that's the story with this scene.
Let's continue.
But then we did with the plexiglass, and it worked great. We got a few takes of it.
I thought about sending you a cut of like the real film, but like it has that scene
with like the glass break in it.
Yeah.
Just ends right after.
Emily, the silly cut. That's such a funny picture.
Yeah. This is another one of those like funny timing things in my brain that's like stops the shower, instantly gets out.
Oh, we don't know it was like instant.
I know.
Because he hadn't enough time to put clothes on.
Like we don't see that passage of time, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I like this part a lot.
Have we talked about the significance of the magenta lighting yet?
I'm gonna be real. I don't think there is any. She's in her own head. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. So
but like, I just like the color pink.
The whole reason why there's a lot of artistic lighting is because it's just like you said, in her own head. It's like not real. It's not meant to be like real light.
Yeah. So I guess we can pause here before the creepy part. So the best scene's coming up. It's fucking gross. We'll get to that right now. The script, I guess we get into that. When I wrote it was like here's like a silly little idea of like a slasher, because this is supposed to be a slasher instead of like, an assault. And, I wrote it because it was a writing exercise. I was talking to my friend Carla, who, if you've met Carla, she can be fucking insane sometimes.
Also your assistant director.
Yes.
For Emily.
Yeah. She couldn't make all of the shoots, but she was giving me notes like every time after we were done.
Yeah, she made it count when she was there.
Yeah, she's very good at like being opinionated, and she would steer me in the right direction for a lot of things. When I was writing it, we were on a call, and I was like doing a writing exercise, and this is the first thing I wrote after college, and I was like, I want to do something again. And she was she said something fucking absurd. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just downright absurd. And I was like, okay, I'm going to base this off of like this caricature of her I've built in my mind, and besides, the assault parts. And that's where this came to be. So I made her like really like pink. She was supposed to be like a Hello Kitty girl. We used a lot of her stuff for props, like that pink bag that she carries everywhere is Carla's. Things like that. Like I think the running bit was that she pulls everything she needs out of that bag. And we haven't even gone over that. Everything she's needed, like tool-wise, has been in that fucking bag. Like if she pulled out like a big fucking katana, it'd be in there.
That'd be a funny bit.
Yeah, I think if we really leaned into like campy, fun, like horror icon, we could have made her a fucking like like it's not a creature, but like a cartoon character.
Yeah,
which I think we should have done more of.
Kind of gone a bit more over the top with it instead of.
Yeah, I think it's a little too serious than what the original intention was, especially how we end it. So it's like, it's cool. I'm still glad we did this. But I feel like I would have made her a little more of a character. Yeah. Also with the lines, we didn't go over that when she was saying in her little monologue. She was going over philosophers, her favorite philosopher. I would have made her a little more wrong in the lines. She's a little too like, there's some stuff that isn't like correct exactly, but she's not wrong enough. I feel like I should have made her just greatly misinterpret things a lot more.
To like fit her own vision and motivation sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even in the year that's passed, I think I'm just a better writer than I was when I wrote this. So
well, that's the whole point. I feel like in general, that was the point with this thing, was kind of just to do it.
Yeah.
And then eventually we had to say, you know what, this is the spot that it's at, and that's where we're going to be. And
oh yeah, if we didn't decide to just drop it, I'd still be working on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a feature, but this is more of a practice project, testing stuff. All of us are kind of rusty and stuff.
Yeah, we don't do narrative stuff ever. I mean, Ben and I do a lot of production stuff. I would consider it in the commercial category, live production sort of thing, not so much narrative. And Davie as well within that same space, right? So,
I'm very talk to the camera video type person.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of this was honestly kind of experimenting. Part of the reason I think we didn't really have a plan for most of it was because it was like, let's just go. Let's just do it. You know?
And then going back, we're like, oh, we should have fucking planned more. Halfway through, we locked in. We went to a work conference, and then me and you were talking, Emily, like, probably every night we were like,
I started making shot lists and like storyboards and stuff. And but all right. Anyways, let's move on to what is, I think, in my opinion, at least the better part of the.
It's my favorite scene. Yeah. Your mouse has been. Oh, okay. Never mind. It went away.
Magenta.
Was this the original color of the light that when we shot it, or did you like tweak it?
So I don't remember because this was, I think, the first day that we shot.
This was the first day. Yeah.
Another thing I do differently is take notes on what color settings we had. But I did. I think this is pretty close to what came out of camera in terms of colors, or the colors that are there. When I was first doing my first pass, I tried to make it match the earlier scenes that were way more pink. But all of the like other color in there just sort of washed away, and it just became everything is pink. And obviously in here, everything is very purple, very magenta, but there's still some, you can kind of make out that there's some different hues and shades there. But when I was doing it all pink, it was just too much. God. So
this is also early days. So you could see that she actually sprayed the, what was it?
Oh yeah.
Cologne?
So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The cologne too.
Dude, I didn't know she was fucking spraying it every time.
So I was worried that the scents were going to last forever, because by the time we were done filming this section, I'm surprised I didn't have a headache. It was just so much.
You guys, because you guys were like
scent
by the doorway. I was a little further back. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
So I would have told her to not fucking do that every time. She was rubbing cologne on herself. She's like, I smell like someone's dad.
Yeah.
She's like, She was like, I smell bad. And I went, why? I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were actually rubbing it on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt, because we did like 5 or 6 takes, I think.
We did a lot.
Absurd amount.
We did a lot. Because again, none of it was planned. So it was like, I'm just going to move the camera where the action's happening and make some edits here and there, and we'll just see what works.
Yeah, like Jeff was kind of hinting to, that room smelled. Like, as soon as you walked into the doorway, you just got hit with.
I felt so bad.
Middle school locker room, just Axe bomb everywhere.
She was spraying like the Dove cologne. I was about to say, like, guys, the cologne's not that bad, all right?
No, but in the amount that was there, like in hindsight, we should have had an empty cologne bottle, filled it with water, and then that would have been great.
Or just like have her spray it maybe once, and then like I'll add the sound later.
Because but you still get the.
Or just don't spray it at all.
Well, no, I think spraying it was good because you get the refraction of the light from all the little particles. But
sure, she was doing that with the deodorant.
Yeah.
But that little cologne bottle, she wasn't spraying it in the hair. She was legitimately spraying it on her fucking wrist and rubbing it on her neck.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
The smelliest part, was we visually did not see a spray.
Yeah.
Continue?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, these anamorphic lenses, SLR magic lenses, flare a ton. Way more than I was expecting. If you put a light anywhere in the general vicinity in front of that lens, it's going to put a big flare in the middle, which I don't like, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would have. If we do anamorphic again, it'll be for a different type of project.
If we do anamorphic again, I'm not using those lenses, and we'll probably just do spherical for most of it.
No, and then we'll just. But if we were to use those actual lenses, it'd be more intentional than what we were doing here.
100%.
Oh, this is your favorite part, Jeff?
So, no, I'll save the comment. I remember when we were talking about the script before we started filming, this whole toothbrush bit was like the scene. It was the talk of the town that we just kept. You were like, I've got this idea.
Yeah.
And it's really gross. And here we are. Also, these sounds are Davie with a toothbrush.
Yeah,
I have to say it.
That's me.
This is...
so if any of you sick fucks were getting your rocks off. guess you're gay or something. I don't know. Which is fine. Ally. Yep.
Yep.
Pause it here.
Perfect.
I wrote this before Saltburn came out.
Yeah.
And me and Carla went to go see Saltburn. We saw the Saltburn scene, and I literally looked at her and I went, fuck. It's going to look like I copied Saltburn. And I didn't. I wrote it first because we worked on this for a fucking year.
Saltburn copied you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like Saltburn a lot. I fucking hated watching that scene because I was like, oh my God, it's going to look like I fucking stole it. But I have witnesses that I wrote it first.
It's fine. Art is all just it's all copies.
Yeah, but it's different enough that I'm like, I thought it was like, let's keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate that I know that there was a similar movie that came out.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to put the two together if they see it because it's so different. Melanie also almost switched the fucking toothbrushes.
Yeah.
But I brought a third one for that exact reason. In fact, she did switch the toothbrush. She's like, I forgot which one was which. And I said, that's why I bought an extra here. Here you go.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I thought about that. But yeah, we had to get a third toothbrush. Yeah, she's not using the same toothbrush. We didn't make her do that.
We did think that far ahead.
Yeah.
There are some things that we planned out a little bit.
I did so many takes of this toothbrushing thing because matching the speed was really hard, and I don't even think I did a good job. So
there are some missteps, but overall, I think it's fine.
Yeah, because they're distracted by how fucking gross it is.
Yeah,
I like how the scene is lit though. You were standing in the tub.
I was standing in the tub. That area of the bathroom is very small, and these anamorphic lenses,
your little revolver.
The minimum focus distance is like very long. It's like 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah.
So it was very not great.
I think the sound design kind of sucks in this scene. But you can tell this is the point where I got tired.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's me or her. Gross transition. Ew. That sounds bad.
I think this scene. Going back, I would have done a lot more ambient lighting and then just bumped up the levels of all of the other lights and just kind of darkened it more in post. One of my takeaways from this whole thing was actually like that point of like, we shot a lot of this to match what it would look like in the edit, and that was not the right idea in terms of lighting.
Yeah.
A lot of these scenes in the house are just way too dark, so there's no detail in the shadows, and that was kind of annoying in post because bringing it up introduced way too much noise, on top of the fact that it's raw, which has a lot of noise anyways. All of this was shot on a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 6K in B-RAW, which is another reason we should just release it in 4K because we did shoot it in 6K. So there is a 4K cut of this.
Feels like
we
kind
just
of a
didn't do
waste
it.
to not do that.
Yeah, we didn't even crop in for most of these.
If not the bathroom, I think this is my favorite part.
Yeah, I think this is after this scene because I really don't like how bright the moonlight is.
I use this scene as an example for the lighting workshop I did as like making artificial like moonlight and stuff. I think it is. You're right. It is bright, but like I like using it as an example.
Yeah, it creates some because when we were talking about it when we were shooting it, you wanted a silhouette. You wanted her in silhouette mainly. But yeah, the bright moonlight does create some nice separation, but I think it's a little too bright.
I think I don't know. I think the moonlight and like the pinks and blues like look cool, but it almost feels like they're kind of fighting each other a little bit. And I'm like, we could have done that a little more evenly. But this was also the first thing we did. This was the
first thing that we shot.
Actors met that day.
The actors met that day. Very professional. Yeah.
I'm gonna put both their Instagrams in the all of the actors' Instagrams in the description. They did an awesome job. That is an M&M, right?
That is an M&M.
We did not actually drug Anthony.
No.
We actually shot this near the end. This is we added these.
Yeah, these were, so you can pause it. Near the end of filming, we start looking at the footage and kind of what scenes we have left, and I think that's when we started looking at a lot of like plot holes and things that didn't really make sense. That like I think you had thought about in your head for like, this is what she's doing or what happened or whatever, or this is implied, but we never actually like show some of that.
Yeah.
Like the ending scene of the melatonin bottle and just like, wait a minute, why is that there? Because actually, I think in the first draft or one of the first ones that you showed us, she like drugs his drink or something, right?
No, she doesn't drug him at all.
No?
No. Ben asked me to add that because he's like, it doesn't make any sense why he just doesn't wake up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The original fix was supposed to be like he was supposed, and so what made the dining scene was supposed to be important was that he was supposed to talk about how he's taking like painkillers or something. Mm-hmm. So that's why he could, or sleep pills, something like that.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
We were supposed to catch them mid conversation of like him being like, I don't know, this makes me feel weird. Like it was supposed to be a hint too of like he sees like sleep paralysis demons or whatever. Which is like not a callback. What is it?
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Yeah. But then we cut that because
it just didn't sound organic when I was writing it. So
yeah,
we just changed it.
Like this scene caused basically everything else to kind of change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think originally after the scene outside between Stephanie and Anthony, or Matt and Leslie, their characters.
Leslie's name, who's never brought up.
Never mentioned, but
also we never say Emily's name in the film.
Nope, just
which is so
title.
funny.
Yeah,
which is so funny to me.
That's great. Yeah. But originally he was going to go back and like do the dishes or whatever, and then we just like decided to strike.
Oh yeah,
that
we
scene.
cut that too.
Yeah,
which I'm glad we did. Holy fuck, there's so many things that would just not be important.
Yeah,
like what if you not need to show washing dishes?
Right. Yeah.
Like why the fuck did I write that?
All right, we can move on. The only time I like the flare was right there.
Yeah, I agree.
The only flare in this thing that I like.
I think if we would have just like done more shit like this.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing, if we can pause here before like the reveal, I think Emily should be in the film less. I think we should hear her and we should not see her as much.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I fucked up. I think we did that, and then this was like her. If the bathroom scene was the first time we saw her, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Like, this rules. We show her way too much. So it's like I was watching Chucky recently, and I was or Child's Play, and the first one I was like, oh my god, I love how much they do not show him, and I'm like, well, that's what we should have done. We fucked up. I fucked up. It was my fault. But I mean,
But that's part of the learning, right? You wrote it. You see what you maybe would change next time, and then you can move forward with that.
Yeah, this is my first horror short that I've written, which it feels like every, I don't know, film student writes horror. I've never done that, so this was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
And Trey did a good job with the bruise on the neck.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I found out some people down the street, they actually teach you how to do horror makeup like that now.
Oh,
that's cool.
That's cool.
I thought about maybe sending Andrea over there. I think it's like a few $100, but it's just like then like a night or something.
Be a good investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to have a dedicated makeup person before, but that fell through.
I was also happy with that scene because that was definitely like we filmed that right after the previous scene, so fake daylight, which I thought it looked good.
Yeah.
And this was shot in the evening, but it's supposed to be morning.
Yeah, you see people like getting in their cars and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could. Well, I guess you can put the credits fine. I never approved that like final edit at the end, the bars compressing.
Yeah.
I figured you would tell me if you hated that, and then I would just re-export it. But
also when you gave me the final export, it took forever to get it because
downloading
internet.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't hate it. I would have cut to black personally, but it's nothing that I would have like given enough of a shit about to change.
Yeah. I think for me, it was just such a long shot of her going away out of focus. Yeah. I was like, okay, like I felt like as I was watching, I was like waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. I think, I would have just
cut to black.
but also had a different song originally where it with a cut to black would have gone on beat. Couldn't get in contact with the person who owned that song.
Yeah.
But that was pretty privileged by Quadeca, a YouTuber. He started as a YouTuber, started making music. He was like, hey, if you want to use my music for stuff, I don't care. So I was like, cool.
Neat.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I know he won't care, so I just put it. So it had a different song at the end, so that's why the fade to black. Or cut to black. I don't really care either which way. I thought it was a cool effect.
I think at the end we were just kind of like, let's get it done.
Yeah, I just need the shit to be over.
Just whatever.
Yeah, the edit was. We wanted to get it out by Halloween. I made the decision not to because it wasn't ready.
Which was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't exactly think I would have released it at all, but also I had to be done with it at some point.
It was, there are problems with it that I think we acknowledged plenty of them throughout this whole thing. But
it was a learning experience. I think that we learned a lot along the way. I think that's the best part of it.
And I think and that's part of the whole process is, by putting it out, we followed through with it. And that's an important, because you're never 100% happy with what you make most of the time. Most of us, I think.
And especially because we keep hands-on with everything.
Yeah.
I think, like me and Davie discussed before, if we each had like an actual specific role and then passed it on to the next person, that would have been way better, because it's just like, it's out of my hands. Like there was a designated colorist, and then after that, a designated editor, designated sound design.
Yeah.
Everything would have been a lot more like,
which like
we're done.
We had some of that, right?
Yeah.
But
like I wasn't touching that camera.
Yeah. But like Davie did all the edits. Davie saw the color. Davie saw all audio.
We will get back to this right now, but I'm not going to let it slide. I'm going to put that clip of Jazz walking on screen during the fucking last scene. Sorry, we skimmed over that. Not letting it slide.
All right, ready on set?
I was gonna go inside.
It's all right, let's go before a car comes.
But yeah, I think, having dedicated people to do stuff, like I think I would do the initial cut with the dialogue again and then somewhat mix it, and then I would hand it off to a sound guy to do sound design. Because I was going back, I was telling Ben, I think the more I worked on it, the worse it got.
Yeah, there were, I remember those.
No, he saw like all the cuts. Like I think it got worse.
I don't think it got worse, but I remember you constantly being like, I hate how it sounds every time I like. It took a while to get out because you just were not loving it, and you needed to step away from it because it was just not. I think you told me, you're like, I put my headphones on, I click play, and I hate it, and I stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I would work on it for fucking like a few hours, and I'm like, it sounds really good on headphones. Then I'd play it on my computer, and it sounds like ass. And I'm like, fuck. And so then I play it, I make it sound good on my speakers, and then I put on headphones, and it sounds like ass. And then I think it just sounds like ass.
Yeah.
I don't think it's well mixed.
I think it has issues, but I think the lighting has issues. The color has issues. It's
yeah, but I didn't do that.
Right. No, but I did. So
Yeah.
that's what I.
So I can say the light looks good. There's the things I would change for sure. But it's the first project we did. And for our first project, I think I like it.
It's definitely something that we'll probably look back on after a couple and be like,
yeah. Like I was talking to Kyle. We bring up Kyle a lot. I was like, Kyle, do you still hate the shit you do? And he's like, nah, I got over that. And I was like, oh, okay. I hope I can do that sometime.
Kyle did daily vlogging for a year.
Yeah.
And he still does like vlog style content regularly. So
I imagine that part of you dies eventually.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. After doing that constantly, you just don't give a fuck anymore. And you're just like, it's out, it's there, something. It's a memory that's always going to be there. Like when we reviewed our old high school videos, I'm sure we're all fucking cringing, but it's memories.
And then Jeff's fucking magnum opus. Fuck you.
Fucking full movie.
Yeah. I guess I can upload that video to this channel eventually. We never uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah, it's never been on YouTube.
One of the last things that we needed to figure out when it came to this short film was where are we going to put it?
Oh, yeah. We were like, what do we call ourselves? We didn't think of anything.
Because you, Davie, have Read 'em and Weeb, which, of course, is not at all this content.
Yeah. And I share that channel, so it's not like...
Right.
I feel weird just hijacking it.
Yeah.
Dandelion's just music videos, right?
I would have been fine uploading it there, but I didn't feel right just uploading it there if we weren't... It didn't feel like it felt like an all of us thing. And the Dandelion was something that me and Maya started, and...
Yeah, we haven't brought up Maya yet.
Yeah, Maya helped me cast people. Most of the pre-pro, as far as like casting people, Maya helped me find Melanie. So like, if she didn't help me do that, this film would fucking suck. Yeah, Maya helped me with all that. So we run Dandelion, which is like a clothing brand and music videos. But it would have felt weird for me to be like, this is a Dandelion thing, when like that's not something that we all agreed on. Because there were so many of us on this project. This is the biggest crew I think I've worked on, hands down. Because I went from the most was like a 3-person crew that me, Carla, and Noah made a fucking short film called Road Trip that I hate. Because it's great. No, it wasn't. It was supposed to be a commentary on misogyny and it ended up just being misogynistic. Which this is my makeup for that, because Emily was my version of like about as feminist as I could be without being a woman. Yeah. And the next thing I want to work on is also a feminist story. But you know, I don't know what I was saying. It didn't feel like a Dandelion thing because it's like an all of us thing. So I feel like if we put it on something we all have part in,
which very impromptu was Clocked Out Media.
Where Jazz got Clocked Out TV on social, so I changed the YouTube channel to Clocked Out TV.
Okay, so it's Clocked Out TV. See, clear, none of this was planned at all.
No, I just threw a logo together.
Yeah, very, very impromptu. So that's why that's the thing. So yeah, I think to wrap this up, we've talked a lot. Unless you guys have anything else to say, I'll leave it open.
What is your input, Ben? I feel like you haven't.
It's been a lot of Davie and I yapping.
I mean, you guys did most of the work carrying the film.
No, you were there for a lot of it.
I was there, but as a gaffer, I was setting up stuff. You guys did the actual work.
I feel like I just stood around and I was like, Jeff, can you make this happen?
I mean, as a director, that is kind of your job.
I feel like I just don't feel like a director. I don't know. I just feel like I was.
But yeah, you were a director.
I felt very passive. I think that's my biggest issue with being my directing, is that I was very open, which I'm always open to like what you guys have to say. But I think I was a little too like reliant on that. I think the next thing I'm just going to be a lot more intentional of like, this is what I want type shit.
Yeah.
And actually storyboard and
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends, co-workers. You could yell at us if we're not doing something right. Instead of just be like,
I'm going to shut the camera off and just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Hey Jeff, can you?
Nah, I don't think so.
Get out of my house. Take your friends with you. But yeah, I don't know. I just I was very passive, and originally I had no intention of making this at all. And then I gave you guys a script. I was like, "What do you guys think?" I think I was gonna put in like a short film or a script contest or something. And then Ben walked up to my desk at work and went, "So when are we doing this?" And I was like, "Huh?" And it wasn't even done. So you guys were like, "We're doing this. Like, tell us when." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I have to finish it."
Yeah. I just wanted to make something. I think that was.
You have all the resources here and all the people who want to do stuff. We can do it.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah, that's true. We did. And it's cool.
Even like this. This was just an idea, and now we're doing it.
And more to come. Maybe.
Yeah.
Always got to tease it.
Well, I mean, I that's on you. I gave you guys the script. Now it's just like, do we want to do it?
I'm down.
Yep. Well,
We got more people now.
I think it was a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm just we're talking about this now. In the message, it was a question. Do we want to do this? And no one responded.
Was that the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was just like, hey, can you like people read it? read
Oh,
this?
yeah,
I was like,
you're like, oh
I'm
yeah,
just-
what do you think about the script? And like, no one responded.
Yeah, no, I was like, do you guys want to do this or not? Kind of type shit.
That's pretty common. Yeah.
Yeah.
That often happens. And,
Yeah.
like,
It goes really dark.
honestly, I noticed it. I felt really bad, but I also did not contribute. So I was a part of the problem. But
Yeah.
never saw
Because
it.
I was like, okay, I guess, I don't know. Because I haven't continued writing it. I was like, I don't want to continue writing if no one wants to do it.
Oh, you should
It's
continue.
it's a bit out there of an idea because it's like, I don't think it's exactly entertaining. I think it's uncomfortable, which I think I like doing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Different thing.
Yeah. If I don't know. I'm also down to just like work on something else. I know you guys wanted, or Ben, me and you want to do a comedy. So
I mean, yeah.
the next thing is very much not that.
But like, I wanted to do a comedy because writing jokes is easy, at least for
I don't think so.
me. Or I feel like 'cause I just,
That's a
funny.
crazy statement.
because
I'm-
it's not like that.
I'm
I
funny.
just also I realized we put on lights in here for nothing to be recorded.
yeah, it's nice to
It's
meet
very
you.
moody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just spitball a bunch of ideas, stupid jokes, and just whatever sticks. But yeah,
I'm done to do small sketches. I think writing a whole comedy movie would be a little tough.
yeah.
It's very hard writing like comedy that's like timeless. I think Kyle also mentioned that. Like if I could write a Superbad, I would. Superbad's just so fucking funny. I like character based stuff, which is like, you know, that's what Emily is. A fucking weird character and then some normal ass guy. One thing I thought was really funny, and this is like the compliment that I think is the funniest because it was a backhanded one, was when Melanie was doing her monologue. Ben looked at me and said, "Fuck, I hate you. You're a good writer." And I was like, that's a nice little backhanded compliment.
Yeah, no, it's because it very much explains her character in great detail. You could do like analysis enough, like YouTube documentary style or YouTube review, whatever. And I think that everything said in that statement explains her character because she's obsessive. She cares about love, but she doesn't know how to do it correctly. And she's trying to do it in a way that makes her the stronger person, in which you see that with her following Anthony in that scene at the end, and like even being obsessive with the toothbrush and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like that piece of dialogue a lot. Not to, blow smoke up my own ass. I just like that scene. I like character writing. Dialogue I think is hard. That's why I worked on it for a long time to get it right. Which the next thing is very dialogue heavy. I also wanted to do something dialogue heavy because the sound in the first scene with the or all the sound in all the dialogue, I feel like it could have been better. So I'm like, I'm going to force us to get better because we're going to do a very dialogue heavy thing.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys have any other things to add? Anything we missed?
I think we can keep talking forever about it. So
I hope this is interesting to anyone who's seen it.
yeah, if you made it this far past all of that, thank you for listening. If you were interested, I hope that gave you just some fun behind the scenes of where we are at coming at the end of this production. I know a lot of it was us being like, here's things I don't like, here's things I don't like, with some stuff of like what I did like, but or what we did like. But ultimately, that's just kind of like where we're at. I feel like we ended this project on kind of a like, we're going to release it. This is what it is. We don't love everything about it, but we kind of, we want to move on to the next thing, and this is what we got. So to everyone who watched it, thank you so much.
Yeah, 300 views is very, very kind.
Yeah, super dope. To everyone who's been supportive of it, thank you so much. To all those mentioned in the, there you go. This is as of recording. All those that we mentioned, all of our wonderful crew, actors, those who lent us gear, Kyle, and everything else, everyone else, we really appreciate it. Oh, there you go. One dislike. Perfect.
Everybody in our
It'll help
lives,
the algorithm, so it'll actually reach more people that way. We'll get even more feedback.
I was going to post it on Reddit, and I was like, people are going to be mean.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
That's not, no matter what you make it on Reddit, it's going to go bad.
Yeah, no, I decided not to. Did you guys show anybody in like your personal life?
No.
Yeah, you told me that. I was waiting for that. What about you?
Tori. And then I think technically my parents saw it, but I don't know how much they watched of it.
My mom watched it, and then she said, I support you, but I don't want to watch anything you make anymore. She's like, why did she rape him? And I said, I don't know. You tell me, why did she rape him?
I mean,
The writer, I don't know.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't want to explain to my mom why she raped him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a weird. I don't know if anybody who was like not a part of the production was expecting like that to be the conclusion. Did our boss watch it?
I don't know. Maybe.
probably because
kept bringing it up.
Yeah, he was really excited for it. She was excited to see what we were doing.
And he quietly turned off the TV.
You're like, oh.
He went to bed.
Yeah. All right, well, wrap this thing up because it'll keep going.
Yeah.
One last time, thank you, everyone involved. Thank you for those watching. For those listening, keep an eye out on this channel, I assume, because we'll probably have more stuff here eventually. And
every short film's going to be on a different channel.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be funny. But if not, if you don't say anything for like 2 years, then it didn't happen. Sorry. This is all we got. This is our last message out to the
No,
world.
fuck that. The next thing will come out sooner.
No, we don't know that.
It will come out sooner. It's going to be in one location.
Yeah, we'll probably film it in like a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's then. This is now. And this was also then. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And yeah, I don't have a strong note to end it on, but thanks.
Go watch Read 'em and Weep on YouTube.